say, took advantage of you. Let's say took money out of you or something. Maybe family, maybe a friend or whatever, put you in a bad position. A few years gone down the road, and then you see that person or the family that triggered. Usually when you're actually feeling good or you're actually doing really good, the dark side doesn't want you to grow, right? And it triggers you, bang, right? It comes to the resurface, right? And out of nowhere, someone took advantage of you or stole from you or something that triggered that, bang. Then you have a choice, whether you're going to still get upset over that, and then you're like, you know what? I know I've forgiven that guy, but you know what? Damn him. Now, if you're going to sit there and feed that, you go back and relax. So forgiving is dynamic, not static. You will be tested after you've forgiven someone. That there's going to be a future triggers, or even being triggered now, not to forgive that person again. So you have to continue forgiving that person. You're going to be put in a situation where you're like, oh my God, this situation, which is maybe a different person, different situation, the body will trigger that either trauma or negative experience in the past. So this is all internal work. You know, a lot of times stuff like this, you don't really tell other people, but you struggled. Right? So this is why nothing is static, everything is dynamic. And this just happens a lot, let's say in the family, husband and wife, especially if the husband, had affairs, they take him back, okay, they took the wife took the husband back, but then she didn't really forgive him. There were like different intention, different agendas, and then all this negative energies just like, creating all this, literally will create diseases to the point like you need to go back and really actually do the actual work to begin with. So because these are all spiritual path and this is all energetic. Because if you don't, you're going to actually have situations when you actually be reminded you need to do it again. Or you're going to become like, there's a condition, a medical condition, emotional condition, or a mental thing that actually goes back to this. So this is basically my expertise. Again, when you have a physical thing, whether it is injury, whether it is like I tripped on the way here, there's an echo from the spirit. It's an echo from the spirit, from the spiritual realm. So when you only have medical or physical approach to a physical phenomenon, you're chasing your tail. Even in emotional stuff, let's say, okay, you're depressed. Okay, let's get an antidepressant. Right? What got you depressed to begin with? Do you even know? Right? 1 out of 2 of us have major depression. That's the numbers that I got yesterday. That's almost depressing to hear. Right? Many factors. But basically all this is crucial to be happy now. How can you be happy now? That's what I teach. That's what I let you experience. And in the process, sometimes it takes a lot of tears, different type of tears. Right?
Oh yeah.
Right? But it's okay. It's part of the process, right?
Yeah, but it's really hard to get to that state.
It's really hard to get to that state.
Yeah.
I was generating so much power. I was so much love I was generating. Brother Carl had me come and to do this healing in the house of a bunch of other healers. They're all Qigong healers, and they've been teaching Qigong for 20 years. And they didn't know what happened. They got close to me and they started crying. He started crying and his friends started crying. You know, the body starts shaking and they start crying. Suppress emotions because I pull it out of you. Because I conduct truth and love and light. Anything that's not within the truth and love and light will get pulled out. Just like what happened to you, right? Many times. Even now.
Yeah.
You're holding
And
your
I
tears.
don't know why.
It's okay.
It's like-
Don't resist. Just let it go.
It just seems like I know I need to do that, but I don't
Well,
know if I
okay.
can get there.
No.
It's like-
No. Okay, see, that's ego talk. Time out.
Oh,
You see, when you say, I don't know if I could forgive, right? That's how I used to be. If I say, it is the egoic mind and the prideful heart that making you think and feel that way. That's not even true. You could get that way, yes. You could get that way now. Because, like my story earlier, you're not doing it for anybody. You're doing it for yourself. There you go. Let the tears flow. Let it out. You're doing it for yourself, honey. Do you love yourself? Yes or no?
I don't know. I guess so.
Okay, that's honest. Okay, that's honesty. I respect that, okay? Let's say love, right? Self first, right? Self. And this is love. Do you self others? Do you love others? I mean, yes. So you're sure that you are so sure that you love others, but then you're not so sure if you love yourself.
Right.
There you go. I just solved the puzzle. Without loving yourself, you cannot forgive. Because forgiving is an act of self-love. Because it is for you, my dear. Do you accept that as truth? That's up to you.
Yeah, but then how do you get to there?
I will assist you. I will assist you. Okay? And this is why people don't actually really heal and transform. Even let's say you could heal cancer or this and that. Other things will actually manifest it in other things unless you do the core stuff. All I do is core. You know, the core of the cause of all these situations and everything's just symptoms basically. Okay? So self-love first, self-respect. Do you respect others? Yes or no?
Yes.
Respect. So, but you respect others, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Do you respect yourself? Yes, no?
I don't know. I guess I have doubts.
You have doubts. So,
Yeah.
to self is a big question mark, right? Big circle there.
Mm-hmm.
And then these are the stuff that we need to work on. Because it doesn't matter if you have $1 million. It doesn't matter what you do if internally that you're not actually fully in acceptance of who you are and what you are. Then how do you know what your purpose are?
Well,
And
yeah,
exactly.
that's
See,
it.
that's
Yeah.
it. So, but before you find what your purpose are, you need to know, and you need to be who you truly are, and you need to accept who you truly are. Now, if I ask you, why are you here at this moment? What brought you here to my class at this moment?
Because I'm looking for something. I
You're
know
seeking.
Yeah.
You're a seeker. Okay, what are you seeking?
Maybe what could be something better.
What could be something better? So
Yeah.
you're looking for improvement.
Mhm.
Define improvement to me.
I don't know. Better than what I am
Quality
now.
of life? You want the better quality of life. Improvement in what? In self-relation? In yourself? Relationship with others?
I guess probably everything.
Everything. Well, that's a lot of things, but you know.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Everything, okay. Do you know where you get your self-doubt?
I'm guessing because I haven't been validated very much, or I.
Okay, validation.
Or-
We spoke about that
Yeah.
today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Validation. Who have you been seeking validation from?
Well, I guess maybe the wrong people.
Ah. So if you're seeking validation from the wrong people, okay, wrong people, right? They will actually project all their crap to you, their fear, their doubts, right? All their limitation beliefs, they project it to you because you're seeking validation to the wrong people. Because again, they could only meet you as far as they could meet themselves.
But that doesn't mean that people that agree with me and validate me are all the right people. I mean,
Everything is dynamic, my dear. Everything is dynamic. I'm not saying that you need to be a brat and get validating all the time. No.
Right.
I'm trying to have you realize on your own where your doubt's coming from. I know where your doubt coming from, but it's not about what I know. It's what are you realizing on your own. I could assist you there. Okay? So once you know all this. Do you accept all this that I'm actually telling you now? Yes or no?
I think so. I'm not,
No, that's
I'm
not
not
good
sure.
It's a big. If you're looking at improvement for everything, that's a good thing. But that's basically like, hey, it's basically there's
There's so much.
there's so much, so you need to do something already. You know, and the time is now. If this is what you're feeling already, that means that you need to change now. You need to transform now. You need to heal now. You know.
Yeah, for me, I don't prioritize like that. I'm more specific because I know I've achieved it. It's better to pick one thing than to pick six, because the six will take forever. The one's right now. Bang, I work on it right now. I get it done. Then I go to the next one. I don't tackle
Short-term goals, long-term goals.
Yeah,
Oh.
and you'll be more happy because you've accomplished things rather than always be strong.
And I could assist you by setting your goals.
Yeah.
When you're going to set your goals, your objective has to be measurable. Measurable. In your own. But then once you achieve that, then you would actually go the no limit. Once you're not used to it, measurable first, and after that, no limit. Because we don't have a limit. We could do whatever we want. But
So,
once-
if you like work on the self first, like that be your number one, then don't all the other ones just easily kind of start to fall into place?
always. again, what I said, like, to transform others is to transform yourself. My clients, my students, once they transform and continue transforming and healing, the whole household transforming and healing. It's beyond just shifting consciousness, because there's literally transformation going on, physical transformation even. They look younger. Diseases just disappeared. Medical condition just reversed. Age being reversed. I do that every day. But the work is within you. I gave you the love. I've given you the power. Now, application. See, people say knowledge is power, yes?
Mm-hmm.
I disagree. Knowledge is only potential of power. If the knowledge is not being applied, it could be actually harmful to you. Because the more you know, the more you don't do, the lessons get harder. In spirituality, once you know better, you need to do better. If you don't, lessons get harder. Lessons get harder, period. But if you know better and you don't do it, it gets much harder. Like, after I'm telling you all this, and you're still trying to make sense of it instead of accepting and do it, then you're going to get nudged another lesson from the universe or God, whoever it is, to literally start forgiving, and before that, self-love. And self-love and self-respect before you do to others.
Because if you don't love yourself, then how do you know what love is to begin with, and how can you love someone else if you don't even know how to love yourself?
Yeah, it has to start from within. And then it is more challenging as mothers out there, because you're so used to putting yourself to the side, to put everyone else, before you. And you're used to that. But I'm telling you right now, it does not serve you anymore, dear. It's time to let go and let God. It doesn't serve you anymore, because this is what you're looking for. So you're done of doing that now. It's time to continue healing and transforming, eventually evolving, because we all need to evolve. That's the one thing that all of us will have to do, is to evolve. Okay? Questions? For the car?
No.
Comments? Patty?
Oh, I think it was pretty good breakdown here.
Okay, self-love was pretty challenging for you in the beginning.
I think, yeah. It's challenging for a lot of people, I think.
Okay, share your experience with Margie, your journey, how you initially gained the ability to loving yourself.
Well, I think growing up in a Hispanic family, like, it's very, very hard to please your mom. You're either, like, too skinny, you're too fat, you're not smart enough, oh, look what your cousin's doing, why aren't you doing that? So I stopped trying to seek validation from her.
There you go.
I said, you know what, if I'm happy, that's what matters, and I'm just going to focus on myself. And then I said, like, you know what, instead of focusing on how I look, why don't I focus, like, on my health? I'm actually a fully functional, healthy person. So, and then my thoughts started changing. Instead of focusing, like, on the things that my parents, or that I would hear that wasn't good about me, I said, I don't need to listen to that. That's them projecting. I'm going to, like, write down your affirmations and then tell them to yourself, because your thoughts are very powerful. It's energy, and those thoughts then become emotions. And if you're having negative thoughts and negative emotions, then you're creating this negative vortex. So that's why it's important. Start with yourself. Create that inner positive, loving vortex within yourself, and then that will grow So then everything around you starts to change.
And if you have challenge doing so, that's why I created the spiritual cleansing ground. With that technique, you could dissolve anything negative, your thoughts, your emotions, even negative entities.
What
You
is
dissolve
that?
it.
And then, like, it's not something that's going to happen from one day to another. It's something that you've conditioned yourself for a long time to think these negative thoughts and, feeling bad. So you have to, like, uncondition yourself.
Mhm.
And it takes a while. Like, it's
Stop
kind of
feeding it
like
first.
like an exercise. You start to, like, realize that, oh no, like, I'm thinking negative again. Nope. Let's start all over. Cleansing
go.
ground. Let it go. And you become really good at it eventually. And then you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I used to be that way.
So how was your thoughts and emotion hearing that from Patty? Patty used to.
She used to take drugs and stuff.
She was a full-blown drug addict. She used to hurt herself, purposely putting herself in situation for years. Then she would be hurt in all aspects, spiritual, mental, abuse, the whole thing. Everything, every aspect and whatever you could imagine. She put herself in a bad situation that other people will literally hurt her.
It's more like a spiritual suicide kind of
Yeah.
way to put it.
Yeah. And then she actually put herself in those situations, and she allowed these people to continue hurting her. But then, all that is gone. One healing session with me. But the work is all on her after the healing session. Okay?
So when you say cleansing ground, what does that mean?
Dissolving anything negative, grounded to Mother Earth, and fill in all the spaces that all the negative stuff was in your being, to fill in with actually love and light, which exactly what you are. You are love and light.
It's a constant reaffirmation of what you need to do for yourself.
Yeah.
Take all the negative thoughts.
Yeah. But literally removing it, it's like a spiritual surgery.
On a constant basis.
On a constant basis. And then this is actually a spiritual energetic exercise. It's like, people do Tai Chi Qigong. It's like that, but this is more in the spiritual. It's basically to make it simple, I'm teaching you to connect to God and yourself better. Now.
It's like a spiritual exercise.
It is a spiritual exercise, a spiritual practice, but you're becoming stronger energetically and spiritually every time you do it. Because you are cleaner. You are becoming more of you, less of other people's energies and clutters and crap,
And I think it puts you on your goal of self-love.
Yeah. And then now
Little by little.
Yeah, and then
If that makes sense.
you're becoming more aligned in all aspects. And maintaining that alignment is a different thing. And once you do that, then you'll become like me. You'll find your purpose, and then you serve it everywhere you go, all the time.
And like all of us, you get constant things that are thrown at you to make you deviate from that. And so
Mhm.
that's your go-to. When you run into this big negative block, you just go, okay, that's it. Then I'll get rid of that, cleansing ground.
Yeah, like I told you, like on the way here, boom.
Because it doesn't serve me, I'm not gonna give it any strength. I'm not gonna think about it anymore.
Mhm.
It's not worth my time, it's gone. I think
The
we
word
internalize too much
you need-
sometimes, right?
yeah.
Take it in and we don't let it go.
The word you need to focus is conducive, because we are all conductor. We conduct energy. So anything that you are actually entertaining and feeding in here, is it conducive for your growth? Yes or no? If it's not, stop.
So if you have negative people in your life, how do you turn it off?
Okay, you have choices. Number one, if you can cut them off, what I actually require, because just like those students that are not still want to go party and do drugs, I cut them off. You know, people that literally not good for you, you cut them off as much as you can. If it's family, because energetically you have to be responsible for others and yourself first.
Yeah, like if they're negative and whatever they're saying, like they don't agree with you, that's none of your business. Don't feed on that. Don't have that energy connection to it. Let them be. You
Yeah,
focus
don't
on
enable
you.
them. Don't give them it. It's you. You give them the power to take from you, because no one else can do it unless you let them. If you allow them, they will. So don't allow it.
Don't allow.
It's very simple.
You value yourself, you respect yourself, you love yourself. So it's just like when you're trying to explain to a 5-year-old that, you know, Superman and Batman is not real, Santa Claus is not real, and then the 5-year-old threw a tantrum and got upset and called you like a mean old hag, would you get offended by a 5-year-old calling you a hag, an old hag? No. And that's what people are. That's how people are. Chronologically, they may be 60, 80-year-old, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually, there's no such thing as age as numbers. I mean, it's a matter of consciousness.
I don't know how to put this, but does this, if you're basically not going to accept any negativity around you, is this going to start building ego into you? Because now
No,
you're
the opposite.
thinking you're.
The opposite.
I don't get this.
No, it's the opposite. It is the ego that actually keep you in the negative. Because the ego doesn't want you to transform and evolve and heal. If you actually love yourself, you know, I'm not talking about to be, you know, so you're becoming like narcissistic, like, oh, I'm the shit. You know, I never do anything wrong. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when it's actually people doubting you and putting you down and demeaning you, or even kind of like making whatever that you're saying ain't worth it for them to even entertain anything, then, you know, that's not conducive for you. It's hurtful to you, right? But the fact that you are continuing to have that effect for what they say to hurt you, you're responsible for that, because you seek their validation, because they're not the right people to seek validation from.
It's almost like the ego's the one getting hurt.
Yes.
Because the ego is not getting the validation from the people
Yes.
it thinks it should get the validation from.
But later on, you don't even need validation, because you know what you're doing is true.